Alright. So our regular camera died, so I'm not gonna sing the song again.
Yeah, so we're starting over from scratch. Today we're seeing Coco.
Yes, today we're seeing Coco, a movie Pixar's 19th feature film. It's been getting great reviews, but it's been raising a little bit of controversy lately, and it's not because of anything of the content of the movie. It's because a lot of people didn't look up just how long the short film in front of the movie was going to be.
Yeah, it's a short. There's a Frozen short before the movie. It's the first time we have a non-Pixar short before the movie.
But it still technically it's computer generated. It's Disney, but
it's Frozen.
It's Frozen. Now, some people could probably choose to like this because, hey, more Frozen, but other people probably think, hey, I paid to see that movie about dead Mexicans. Why am I watching a movie about living white people? Now, granted,
in Donald Trump's America, that might be interesting. That is very interesting. In Donald Trump's America, that is a very weird thing to say.
But anyway, I personally love Frozen. Frozen Fever was fun. I don't know what this is going to lead to, what this is. I don't know how good this is because people have just been complaining too much about how long it is instead of actually saying how the content is. So we don't actually know anything of the quality. I do know that some of the songs were stuck in my head after seeing a few clips.
I know that we're talking about the short film before the movie a lot more than we're talking about the actual movie.
Okay, Coco kind of got a little flack when it was being produced because Disney tried to trademark the name Day of the Dead back when this movie was actually called Dia de los Muertos.
They were also got a little bit of flack when the trailer dropped because the Jorge Gutierrez movie, Book of Life, came out about 3-4 years ago.
Which, by the way, we didn't see it in theaters, but we have since seen it on cable, and honestly, it's one of those movies that kind of gets a little bit better every time I see it.
Yeah, it's actually it's a pretty good movie, but we'll see what happens with Coco. The director, Jorge Gutierrez,
everyone's kind of trying to compare these two and trying to get the directors to feud, especially since...
But here's the thing, Leon Critch and Jorge Gutierrez have shown that they are really good friends on Twitter. Guillermo del Toro, who produced Book of Life, has come out and said, I'm excited for this fucking movie just as much as anybody else. There's even a picture of Leon Critch and Jorge Gutierrez having bumped into each other outside a restaurant. They took a picture together. So yeah, they totally hate each other, guys. Good work, internet. You made that happen.
Yeah, but the whole point of this is, honestly, I really like the idea for these movies, for both these movies. After learning a bit more about Dia de los Muertos, I've honestly come to really like the concept of the Mexican folklore or revolving around it.
It's probably one of the best Mexican folklore the best known Mexican folklore, bits of Mexican folklore, and it's probably one of the most, in my opinion, it's probably one of the most interesting bits of it.
Honestly, I think it's a nice sentiment to know that to essentially say, no matter what happens, as long as you talk about your loved ones, they're still with you. It's a nice sentiment. It's not incredibly, and even if you're not overly religious, it's a nice sentiment to have, to think, even though technically you're not here anymore, I can as long as I talk about you, as long as I think about you, as long as I sing your songs, watch your movies, all that stuff, you're still here. It's a nice sentiment, and I really like it. And I like the fact that Pixar is now kind of building on that sentiment to create a new narrative.
It seems like a very sweet movie. We definitely are probably going to cry, especially after some events that happened last year that probably brought us a little closer to this subject matter.
Yeah, this is going to be a big movie. This is going to be a really good movie, and I don't know if it's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year. It's kind of got a long way to go. The year's almost over, and it would have a long way to go beforehand, especially with the fact that it's kind of that the Frozen short film probably caused a bit of a sputter. It's number one, beat out Justice League in its second week, but I don't know. and yes, we know this is a late review. It's the busiest time of year for us when we're not doing this.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go check and see.
So we will see you guys after the chat.
I just need a second right now. Okay.
That
was something.
This is probably gonna be a short episode because it's hard to talk about stuff when a movie succeeds at everything it tries, and Coco is definitely one of those movies that does that.
It will break you and it will make you feel emotions you desperately need as it needs to.
The visuals are beautiful, the characters are rich and creative, the whole point, and every emotional beat is hit perfectly. I don't know if I'd rank it above the Toy Story movies or Inside Out or anything like that in my list of favorite Pixar movies, but it's definitely one of the higher up ones. It's definitely top 10, and when you throw together every single Pixar movie, but I'd have to actually make the list to actually know where everything ranks.
Leon Grinch has made a fantastic movie, once again proving why he's one of the best that animation has to offer.
But I think the more interesting thing to talk about for like a brief second is the Olaf short. If you go in expecting it, it's fine. It's not hurting anyone, and it's just a cute little Christmas short. Granted, it's 21 minutes, but once again, go in expecting 21 minutes. Everyone's been talking about it. I talked to one of the employees at the theater after the fact, and he said that this particular theater is going to be getting rid of it in about a week or so. So, honestly, I got everything I wanted out of the Olaf short, and it's got some pretty fun songs. Despite the fact that the songwriting duo behind Frozen did not actually write them. Why did they not write them? Well, because they're a little busy writing songs for Frozen 2. Oh, and this movie.
This movie has some of the most beautiful music. It is such an amazing combination of music with this story, especially the number "Remember Me," which is in different instances.
It's played in about 4 different instances, and the meaning it gives more and more meaning every single time it's performed.
And it will just change its meaning, and it has a different meaning every time. It'll change every time you are feeling something for a completely different reason about this song.
I mean, I think the reason we're kind of being a little more reactive like this for Coco rather than Inside Out is because Inside Out, after the big emotional moments, it gave you a little time to breathe. Coco,
the last 10 minutes will break you down to tears, and that's a good thing.
Because it means that Pixar has not lost their touch. Every little bit of it is still going to hit you. Every note is hit that needs to be hit. And like I said, it's hard to talk about a movie. It's hard to talk about something when a movie succeeds at everything it tries. It tries to make you feel. It tries to show you tell you a story, and it tries to give you incredible visuals. And boy, does it do that!
The greatest shot in the entire movie is in the trailer, but don't let that is in the teaser trailer. But don't let that dissuade you. This movie is gorgeous to look at in every conceivable way.
When you look at Toy Story and then you look at this, you see just how far Pixar's come. Toy Story they made just simply because they couldn't figure out how to make skin work, so they thought everything's made of plastic. Well, how about a movie where everything is made of plastic? And
this time around, they had to make bone work.
Every time Pixar makes a movie, it feels like they've invented some new rig in order to make the animation more, in order to overcome some challenge that they created for themselves when they made this movie. This time around, they had to create skeletons that you could feel for.
And this is a very colorful movie. It's beautiful to look at. You could get lost in the visuals alone.
And honestly, I mean, it's just basically seeped in Mexican culture and all the most beautiful parts of Dia de los Muertos, and it delves deeper into other pieces of Mexican folklore that some people don't even bother to look into, like the Alabrije, and all other kinds of little bits of Mexican of the idea.
Most people just know sugar skulls and remember, and like the thing at the cemeteries, and then we're going to the cemeteries to honor, but they don't look deeper into it. This goes deep, which is always something Pixar does when they do movies.
And it's Pixar, and it's not Pixar's. It's not a musical in the traditional sense, but it's the first movie where Pixar went out of their way to make the movie incorporate music rather than just simply like a Randy Newman song over the top of a few scenes. It's the characters actually go deep into it. Brave was the first Pixar movie to actually incorporate the characters singing a song into it. Coco is the first one to have the songs mean something within the context of the story.
This is, and I'm just gonna say it, this is probably one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah.
It's just so good. If this doesn't win the Oscar, I'm gonna be monumentally pissed.
Especially since this is probably the only thing Disney is gonna have to. This and Cars 3 are probably the only things that Disney is gonna have to offer up for Best Animated Feature this year.
And Cars 3 ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
Not when this is its competition.
Cars 3 was fine, but Coco is
art.
Coco is art. Whatever Leon Critch does next, it's probably going to be amazing. I can't imagine he would hit a slump like most other directors do after huge successes like this.
This and Toy Story 3. Whatever Leon Critch is doing next, I got my ticket. I'm ready. Give it to me, buddy.
Well, honestly, what more can we say? Michael Giacchino's score is really incredible as well, as always. In fact, he even makes a cameo in the movie, kind of.
We also have an amazing cast who we don't know any other names for because they're really relatively unknown talents for the most part.
I don't even know where John Ratzenberger was.
Yeah, I don't think we caught him.
He's in there somewhere, but I have no clue where he is.
Yeah.
Because he always is, but
the only name actors we can come up with are Benjamin Bratt, who plays Ernesto de la Cruz.
And he did a good job with it. He was up with it. I honestly did not know that Benjamin Bratt could sing until this came about.
And then we have Gabriel Iglesias, who is playing a small role.
And Cheech Marin's in there too, which is interesting because Gabriel Iglesias and Cheech Marin were also in Book of Life, which is another connection besides the Day of the Dead. Kid wants to be a musician, but his family won't let him. They wanted to go into the family business. By the way, that's it. That is the only things that connect this movie.
Family business is different.
Well, that and a grandma, but the grandmas are two completely different characters.
Yeah, but anyway, we also have this kid who plays Miguel. I don't know his name, but I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot from him.
Yeah, he was a scratch vocal.
He was a
scratch vocal that they just decided, okay, he's the kid, he's the movie. Put him in make him the movie.
And he holds this entire movie. He's in every single scene, which is a big deal for a kid actor in a movie. When you have to be in every single scene of a movie for the movie and have to show the kind of emotion you need to display for this story.
Granted, he can kind of get away with it because he can kind of get away with it more because, well, okay, I'm not gonna say voiceover work is easier than live action because.
But he's not on camera, so.
But he's not on camera, so he doesn't have. So while he can show, while he doesn't have to worry about everyone looking all eyes on him while he's doing it, there's voiceover presents its own set of challenges. Is what I'm saying. It's not. on-camera acting and voiceover are two totally different animals, but one is not easier than the other.
Yes.
And this kid nails voiceover, so if he can do this, then odds are he can probably do live action pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, he can already perform in public. I've seen videos of him performing at Disneyland for some cute little promotional stunt they were doing.
Yeah. We also have a Dante the dog in this movie. He does not die.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Steve.
He knows what he did.
You know what you did.
Yeah, but anyway, what can be said about Coco? It does everything right. It does everything it wants to do, and if you came into this knowing what you wanted, you get everything. You get everything you asked for and more. The only thing that anyone has ever had to say, the worst thing people have had to say about it did I go in the wrong theater because the Olaf short ran pretty long.
Yeah.
To which I say, just watch the Olaf short.
You don't have to enjoy it. You don't have to be entertained by it. You don't even have to give a crap about it. Just sit through it, because you're going to get to the best part of the art, which is this amazing, beautiful, incredible movie that needs to be experienced in the theater.
Because every bit of it, because I'm not saying that there's anything particularly big about this movie, really, except for the fact that maybe if this gets made, we'll get the likes of Jorge Gutierrez making more movies, which he already is.
Yeah.
But not the point. Point. We're not saying this because we're not saying this to be PC or anything, but Coco does everything right, and it's honestly one of the best animated movie we've seen all year, because we haven't really seen a lot.
There's been a lot of great animated movies this year.
Yeah. But that being said, I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
So be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, leave in the comments what you thought of Coco. Please, no spoilers in the comments, because honestly, this movie, you just need to watch the movie.
You just need to. You don't let go in knowing anything.
And anyway, we will see you next time when. Oh, hi, Mark.
Bye.